name is Kachi Ofia, and you are watching Arise 360. Now, in the wake of events following the Hollywood strike, film industries globally are rethinking policies around their industries. Hollywood, and rather Nollywood, the third largest film industry in the world, is governed by the Actors Guild of Nigeria. Now, the Actors Guild of Nigeria, that is AGN, is an umbrella union that regulates and represents the affairs of film actors in Nigeria and abroad. Past presidents Zakoji, Ejike Asiegbu, Kanayo Okanayo, the name goes on and on, to the current president, Emeka Rollas, MON. Now, all these presidents had the same ideals, pushing the Nollywood industry further. Now, with similar issues to contend with, such as payments, influence of foreign studios on Nollywood, we wonder if there are lessons to learn within Nollywood from the Hollywood strike. Well, joining the show now from our Lagos studios, the president of the Actors Guild of Nigeria, Emeka Rollas. I'm so delighted to have you on Arise 360 today because, you know, whenever I think about the Hollywood strike, I just think about Nigeria and I ask myself, what can we learn from what's going on in Hollywood? You see, the passion Fran Drescher spoke about SAG-AFTRA and the 160,000 actors within, spoke about the fact that not a lot of them can afford $500 in an emergency. It takes me back to several Nollywood stars that we've seen in similar precarious positions. And again, I ask, what can we learn from the Hollywood strike?
Thank you very much, Kachi. Thank you. First of all, we stand with the SAG-AFTRA in the strike in the United States because we are co-affiliates of the Federation of International Actors, FIA. So wherever there's a problem in any of these unions, co-affiliate members have to show solidarity. So first of all, Actors Guild of Nigeria will show solidarity to SAG-AFTRA. Coming back here in Nollywood, we are still analyzing those who directly infringes on our rights in terms of payment of residuals or royalties, which has never been anywhere seen in Nigeria. Most of these foreign big companies that are here already infringing on the rights of actors, already impoverishing actors because they don't pay royalties, they don't pay residuals in any way. And that is why just last month, before the strike of the Writers Guild in the United States, we had formed a committee to look into ethics of an average actor in Nigeria. The leader of that committee is Shegu Arinze. We have the likes of Joke Silva, Omotola Jalade, Gloria Young, Kevin Uvo, Bimbo Manuel, Abubakar Yakubu as members of this committee. And we are waiting patiently for the report of that committee to be able to fix what we want to do concerning companies in Nigeria who do not care about the welfare or the rights of an actor. We feel that the welfare of an actor here, actors are greatly impoverished. If you make a film in January and you earn a little less than 2,000 naira, you are sure that in 6 months' time, you will not even earn up to 1,000 naira. And it continues like that because there are no set boundaries. But right now, we are putting everything together to stand with Actors Guild of Nigeria and pursue some of these policies that will make actors begin to get residuals and royalties from their films. And then enter into bigger collective agreements with producers and these foreign business owners who are already here in Nigeria making films.
Absolutely, thank you for that. Now, if I understand anything, I mean, I'm understanding the business space and how things work. I think amongst the 48 laws of power, I'm not sure exactly which rule it was, but I know one of the rules says power is not handed over. You know, no one is ever going to just give you power. It's taken. You have to take it. Now, I'm putting this in the context of the businesses now, you know, these international organizations, which is similar to the big studios in the US. Them basically understanding that, SAG-AFTRA understanding rather that no one is going to give you what you want. You have to take it, which is why they are going on a strike. Now, over the last few years, I mean, let's even begin from 2017. We've seen a new crop of actors populate the Nollywood space, their faces repeated. It almost feels as if there's a segmentation between, productions that happen in, let me call the region the Asaba region. I'm sure you understand what I mean. And then productions that would happen in your contemporary Lagos spaces and the likes, with directors like, Nia Kimalayon or Biodun Stephen. It's like just two completely different spaces. So my understanding is all these actors, regardless of where they're filming or what they're filming, are under the same guild. But we are reshuffling the same set of people. Yes. In fact, we even call them the new faces of Nollywood. But what happened to those old faces? Where are they now? What is their welfare? How can we, because no one is going to hand these things over to us. The international companies are coming and they're seeing these new faces as well. So is there a disparity between the two? Are these things you've spoken about, are they for everybody or just a select few?
No. There's no disparity except that some people may be from their own opinion. I put it to you that major actors who make films or who appear in films as shot in California, Los Angeles, are not the same set of actors you see in films produced, for instance, in Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta. That's how film industry is all over the world. If you're resident in Atlanta, making your film in Atlanta, if you need an actor from Los Angeles, you have to go get him to come to Atlanta to make that film. Now, I liken it to what we have here in Lagos and Asaba. If you're a resident in Asaba and the Lagos producer wants to use you in his or her film, you have to come to Lagos to make the film. There's no disparity as far as the guild and the industry is concerned. Talking about old faces you mentioned, when these new faces you're talking about came into industry 2, 3, 4 years ago, they were embraced by a certain level of style of production. And because they were just embraced, the social media also added to what is happening presently. The new people are the people who are often on social media. And because they have Instagram, too much followership, some producers tend to think that because they have this followership on Instagram, that helps them make their sales, and they keep trying them. But I tell you that all those old faces you mentioned, when you bring them on board, you see people coming out to say, yeah, these are the real Nollywood and all of that, not what they are doing now. So it has to do with the perception of viewers. It's not about how the industry is structured. We are building on the structure and we are going to get there. While we cannot start striking now, like you read, SAG-AFTRA strike is happening over 60-something years. It didn't just start happening. We are putting our structures together, and I'm sure that when we are done with putting our structures together, things will begin to happen also for us, as it has been happening for SAG-AFTRA in America.
Now, let's talk about the international organizations. It's ironic because in the US, they are the reason for this. I mean, you could say they are the cause. Netflix, #1. Because once upon a time, when you watch a movie, it goes through the cinematic run, maybe 4 to 8 weeks. It's out of the cinema. Everybody folds their hands and waits for the next film. But now, with the influence of streaming, it goes on for years and years to come. And at the point where this document with SAG-AFTRA was signed, no one thought about these things. So the idea of residual income has come to play. But the reality is we have Nollywood movies on Netflix. I've seen a couple of movies on Netflix that I absolutely love. Or Sophia in London is one of those movies that you would say, thank God it came on Netflix, because you just get to relive those very beautiful moments. We see what Aki and Popo is doing as well. So as AGN that organizes this Nollywood space, international companies, international studios, Netflix, Amazon, they're all coming into Nigeria. They understand Nigeria as a fresh market that they're looking to capitalize on. And they've already started their work. But how would you assess this introduction? Would you say it has been for better or for worse for the industry?
Honestly, it has not been better, honestly. But that's why we are coming up with a collective bargaining contract that we are currently negotiating with these big studios. Because before now, nobody knew about the streaming platforms. Just like the days we had VHS, from VHS we came to VCD, from VCD before we came to these streaming platforms. So we are already putting together a collective bargaining contract that every actor has to sign so that you'll be sure of the film you are making, which platform is it going to be released. So which residual you are asking for, or the royalty you are asking for, where and which space do you want to ask for that money. So I want to assure you that as soon as all of this plays, you will no longer be scared if you're an actor. If you appear in a film, you don't bother where the film is being taken to, because what we are suffering right now is that some producers sell their rights, including the actor's right. But the World International Property Organization says that the actor's right is different from the producer's right. So you cannot sell a whole film. Maybe you say you have made a film, put a master tape together, and you sold it to any streaming platform, and then you forget the right of the actor. We are putting all of those legal issues together, and legal issues are not what you make noise about. You gradually build your foundation, set up your structure, and then you come out for the kill.
So, before I let you go today, I want to speak as an actor, especially the men in the industry. You know, like you mentioned, social media is funny. You've got a lot of men in the Nollywood space complaining. They're like, what is going on? Where is this money that some of our colleagues are seeing? You know? So I want to speak from that perspective now. The reality is people want to make more money. People want to live out the hard work. They want to work hard and be paid for what they earn. So how can we do better? You know, how can we create better spaces? I mean, apart from what you've mentioned, the collective that's being put together, but for just the regular actor who's about to go on a set tomorrow and he knows it's barely going to pay for the next time he has to fuel his generator, how can we make this industry better for the stars that we love to see on our screens?
Making the industry better is still a process. Everything revolves around a process. Nobody wants to jump on set tomorrow and not getting paid. It's happening presently here. If you go to all the bushes in Nigeria, you will see people carrying cameras, making films, convincing youngsters that they're going to make them big stars. And they exploit them. They take advantage of their interest in appearing in big billboards, and then they give out their talent and their arts without being paid. So we will not jump into making the industry just better for you to jump on a site and make money. Rather, we want you to follow the process. It's a procedural thing. Every big actor you see today has a background where he or she started from. So it's not actually our making, but that's why we are trying to put all of those things together so that an average actor, when you appear, even for your first time as an actor, you will make money good enough that you can take care of your day-to-day problems. And then you also talk about the economy, as there's no subsidy and all of that. Everything in Nigeria has risen up. So an actor needs to be reevaluated. The money that an average actor gets presently needs to be reevaluated to be able to work towards what Nigeria is going to be in the future.
Thank you so much, Emeka Rollas, for joining me on Arise 360 today, and good luck with all the projects that you say are currently, you know, in the process of putting together a safer space for Nollywood actors within the Nigerian Nollywood industry. Thanks a lot for joining me on the show.